Hello there, 7th graders. This is Mr. Kashi speaking. As you can see, I am not able to be there today, but we're going to go through our normal lesson routine as if I were there. This video is going to be rather high-paced, so if you ever need to pause the video to make sure you get all the notes down, just go ahead and have the sub pause it, and we'll make sure that you get enough time to record what you need to record. So the materials you need out today are just our standard note sheet, a writing utensil for taking notes, and you're going to need a calculator today. Okay, so make sure those things are out. Here's our schedule for today. Hopefully attendance has been taken. Then we're going to go ahead and collect the homework. Our third step is going to be 4-4 on solving equations by multiplying or dividing. And once again, your assignment is going to be a worksheet. Collecting the homework, if you want to go ahead and pause, whoever is collecting the homework for this class, go ahead and grab the folder. Make sure that it's recorded down correctly and the correct assignment is there. Just put it on the stack for me, and hopefully that's a rather smooth process even though I'm not there. But go ahead and pass your assignment into the middle, and as always, make sure your first and last name is on it. All right, this is our first our first slide. So our first key point of the day is solving equations by multiplying. Okay, solving equations by multiplying. That's your first key point. Once again, if you need to pause it, I kind of have to go through this a little quickly, but pause it and take as much time as you need to write it down. Okay, solving equations by multiplying, and our first equation here is 4p equals 22.68. Okay, so what we have to find out here is what number do we have to multiply 4 by to get 22.68. Okay, and this is a little bit more challenging because of the decimal. All right, but hopefully you guys remember our first step is draw a line. Okay, and our inverse operations would be the opposite of multiplying by 4 would be dividing by 4. And so we have to do that on both sides of the line. And when we do that, the 4's cancel on the left-hand side, leaving just p. And if you go to your calculator, 22.68 divided by 4 and hit enter, we get a 5.67. So let's see, 5.67. And that is our solution for this equation. All right, and that is known as. Don't worry about that. That's some of the vocabulary, but we're not going to worry about that today. We don't really have time for it. One thing that I do want you guys to get in the habit of doing, though, as I mentioned last week, is that I would prefer that you now take this. Okay, and just over on the side, just really quick, do 4 times 5.67, okay, and see if we get 22.68. So we're going to go to the calculator. We're going to have to do 4 times 5.67, basically doing the whole thing backwards, okay, just to make sure that it comes out to our what we had in our open sentence. 4 times 5.67, okay, we'll see if that works. And we get 22.68. We get back to where we started. 22.68 was right there. So because we went and plugged our solution back in, now we know that our solution works. All right, go ahead and pause that if you need more time to record it. But we're going to go on to the next one. This one on the left we're going to do together. The one on the right I'm going to have you do on your own. All right, so practice. If we have 3 times x, and that is set equal to negative 21.6. Okay, so obviously when we have something like this, we have an equation, we have to draw a line right underneath the equal sign. Okay, the opposite of multiplying by 3 is going to be dividing by 3. That is our inverse operation. Opposite of multiplying is dividing, and we have to make sure that we divide 3 on both sides. Okay. When we do that, we know the 3's cancel on the left-hand side. Okay, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So technically what we have down here is 1x. But when we have 1x, we don't have to put the 1 in front of it. Okay, we don't need that 1 out here. We can just put x because we know there's just one of them. Okay, and then in your calculator, you're going to be doing negative 21.6 divided by 3. So let's do that over here. Negative 21.6 divided by 3. We hit enter, and we get a negative 7.2. A negative 7.2. So over here, negative 7.2. Now I hope most of you knew that it was going to be a negative because the signs are different, so we know it's going to be a negative answer. And how many 3's can we fit into negative 21.6? We can fit negative 7.2 of them in there. Okay, so let's just make sure if we do negative 7.2 and multiply it by 3, let's make sure we get back to that answer. Okay, so negative 7.2. Here, let's clear this out. Negative 7.2 times 3. Oh. Negative 7.2 times 3. And we get a negative 21.6, which is exactly what we got for for our answer in our open sentence up there. Okay, so what I would like you guys to do now is I want you to go ahead and do this one on the right by yourself on your piece of paper. Make sure you're using inverse operations. The right side of the paper should look, the work should look a lot like this, obviously with different numbers. Go ahead and pause the video right now, and after you guys go through some work, I will work through the solution. So go ahead and play it again after a little bit, and the solution should be visible. But go ahead and pause right now and have a little bit of individual work time. Alright, we're going to work through this solution here. So first thing we do is just draw the line. Okay, the opposite of multiplying by negative 12 would be dividing by negative 12. Okay, so we got to divide by negative 12 on both sides. When we do that, the negative 12's cancel, and we're just left with y on this side. And negative 108 divided by negative 12. Getting up there. Some of you might be able to still do that in your head, but let's go ahead and do this with the calculator. Negative 108 divided by negative 12. Okay, so these are the keys that you'd be punching in. Negative 108 divided by negative 12. And when we find that out, we get 9. Okay. So we get y equals 9. We got to make sure we box our, oh, I forgot to box over here. Box our solutions. Okay, and then really quick over on the side, we just do negative 12 times 9. If you need a calculator to double check that, go ahead and go back. Negative 12 times 9, and we're hopefully going to get back to this negative 108. Okay, and sure enough, that is what we did. Okay, negative 108 would be up there. That's a little quick way to check your solution. Okay. If you still need time to write this down, go ahead, pause, but I have to move on just for limited time with this video. Alright, so this next slide here, we have a new key point, and that key point is solving equations by multiplying. Okay, so we're going to be multiplying on both sides of the equation. Okay, so that is our new key point. So we're going to be going through a couple examples here. You'll get some practice, and then we'll be on to our assignment. Okay, solving equations by multiplying. Okay, so obviously it'll look a little different. So we have, in this case, we have t divided by negative 45 equals a negative 5. Okay, and in order to solve this, hopefully you know our first order of business is to always draw the line. Whatever we do on one side of that line, we're going to do on the other. Okay, and what we have to do here is we have to do the opposite of division. So the opposite of division is we're going to multiply this fraction by negative 45 over 1. We're going to multiply it by negative 45 over 1, which really, we're just multiplying it by negative 45, but it's easier to see if we put it over 1. Okay? And when we do that, we can see where these negative 45s are going to cancel because they're on opposite sides of the division sign. And then we're left with t over 1, which is just t. Okay? But we have to multiply this side by negative 45 as well. So negative 5 times negative 45 should give us our solution. So some of you might be able to do that in your head, but I would like to make sure that we're using our calculator as well. So let's punch in negative 5 times negative 45 and see what we get. And we get 225. Okay, so t is 225. And what I want to do, once again, is just check our answer. 225 divided by negative 45. So what we're doing is actually we're taking this and we're plugging it back in for t, okay, to actually see if we get negative 5 like we're supposed to. Okay, so we have 225 divided by negative 45. And we get negative 5, which is what we should have done. We knew that already, and that's just to check our answer. So we know that this is our solution. Okay? What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go through this practice problem on your own. Okay? Remember to draw a line, do all the steps that we talked about last week, make sure that you get a final solution. I'm going to let you guys do that on your own and check with a partner real quick. And just have some discussion, but I do want to go on to our word problem here. Okay, so if you need to pause, go back, or anything like that, just for that practice problem, just go ahead and take your time. But I am limited here, so I'm going to go through this word problem here. Okay, so this is basically how you can apply it in your daily life. So your cellular telephone bill shows that you were charged an extra $8.58 this month for going over your allotted minutes. The company charges 39 cents for each extra minute. How many extra minutes did you use? Okay, so this is the hardest part of 7th grade, is taking a word problem like this, setting up an equation, and once the equation is set up, you guys know how to solve it. But it's taking this and doing the best we can to create an equation from these words. So hopefully this word each gives you a little bit of a reminder that we're going to do 0.39, and we're going to multiply that by how many minutes that we went over. When we multiply that by how many minutes we went over, that is going to be set equal to the $8.58 that we were charged extra. And now we're set up for an equation that we can solve. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw our line. Okay, the opposite of multiplying by 0.39 is dividing by 0.39. So when we do that, we're going to do that on both sides. Okay, when we do that, those cancel. 0.39 divided by 0.39 is just 1, so we're left with m equals 8.58 divided by 0.39. Let's see what that is. Okay. 8.58 divided by 0.39. And let's see, 22. 22 is our solution for this problem. So let's say right here, 22. We were over by 22 minutes. Okay. That is our solution. Go ahead and pause that if you want to, if you need to write down any extra stuff, but I do need to finish up here. Okay, should plug that in for M as well and see if it came out correctly. Okay, and our assignment for today is 4-4 worksheet. We only have 2 options today, reteaching or practice. Go ahead and choose whichever one you'd like. Hopefully this video was helpful, and we will see you all again soon.